Time. I see it as a raw resource. Imagine when people find gold, there's so many different outcomes that can come of it. Okay. There's people that can find gold but not know what to do. They can't mine it, they can't do anything with it. And for them, it's pretty worthless. They're, right at the bottom of the totem pole. Then there's people that can mine it, there's people that can refine it, there's people that can use it, and there's people that can implement it. Okay? Time is the exact same construct for everyone. It's the same for me, it's the same for you. It's the same for the homeless person down the road from you as it is the same for Jeff Bezos, for Elon Musk, for the ultra wealthy. Okay? Time is just how you use it and what you can do in that time. Now, time and timing need to be mastered. Okay? The timing in which you do things is more important than, I would say, anything else. Okay? If you can master timing, you are your own maker. Now, when you would start a new hobby, for example, you play golf, cricket, football, whatever, your coach would probably always say to you, timing, 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 because it doesn't matter what you can do. It matters how you can time it, right? Like your golf swing, how you bat in cricket or baseball or anything like that. If you can master timing, it doesn't matter how bad your footwork is. It doesn't matter how bad everything else is. But if you can just time that perfect swing every single time, then you're always going to have one of the best outcomes. So those who master time can master timing and everything that comes with it. Now, how does this apply to business, to work, to making money, right? It's your own time. It's mastering your own time. What you do, what you fill your days with, what stuff you kind of allow in and what you allow yourself to do, right? Now, most of the time, you probably finish the day and think, God, I didn't really get much done. But when you actually kind of look into it, you got quite a lot done. And that's because you're so unorganized. That's because you're kind of spread too thin, right? Now, imagine you wake up and you have this great structure for your day. Okay, every day I wake up at 6 a.m. I leave for the gym at 6:30. That's all in. That's 2 hours. I come back at 7:30. I get showered, I get ready, I have some food, and then 9 o'clock I start my day. Here's my segments. Okay, then it's lunch, then it's bliss, then I end my day. And then you can look back at the end of each day and physically and visibly see what you have done, what has been ticked, and now you are more optimized. What is my time going to be like tomorrow? You are no longer wasting time. And the way that you structure your day is just spend a little bit of time writing down your priorities, your hobbies, what you want to do, and just list everything in order of importance. The things that you really want to accomplish the most at the top, down to, the least important aspects, okay? So, the way I structure my day is I wake up, I go to the gym, I work out, I do some cardio, and then I do the steam, cold, sauna. Then I come home. I don't really eat in the morning, but then 9 a.m. I'm starting work, and I do that up until about 1, 2 o'clock. Then I have some food. Maybe I'll nip to the shop and get something, and then I just carry on working the rest of my day. Now, those work periods are broken up into X project, Y project, this task, monitoring this, right? And by now, I'm so refined in my days that there is not really much time for added extras, okay? And the one issue that I countered at the start was you've probably heard this saying before, and you've probably thought of it in a few different ways, right? And what it is limiting what you input, okay? Now, you probably think that's such a big-headed thing, or yeah, I'm going to do that, or no, I just want to watch videos and I know I can control myself. And the reason why inputting what you see is super important because you might watch a TikTok of some guy that spent 10 years mastering his craft of painting, of playing the piano, right? Of doing anything. And then all of a sudden, you now want to try and learn that. You now want to try and do that. But you then have to look back to your priority list, right? Can I squeeze this in anywhere? No. Okay. And then you have to be able to go, okay, that's cool, but that's not for me, not now. And you have to understand that that can be quite tough because it can lead to you thinking you are not doing enough. Because you have seen someone end game of a hobby that they have dedicated their life to, right? You are now kind of getting sucked into that vast, space, and it's sucking you in to try and get you to do that. And you have to fight that. The easiest way to fight that is by controlling what you input. Stop scrolling random feeds like Reels, Shorts, and TikTok, okay? Because you have no control over what you see. Therefore, you are a feather in the wind and someone else is controlling your brainwaves. The best thing to do is, tailor a YouTube feed if you want to watch content and only have content come up that you want to see. Because now you are getting the most out of your time. You are controlling your time and you know what is benefiting you the most. When you try and input new things into your brain, it does not benefit you, I promise you, because the early days of learning something new are the worst. It is when you are most mentally unstable around that, and that, being that erratic can have such a negative outcome on everything else on your priority list. Some of the other stuff might not get done. Okay, so what I kind of think and suggest you guys do is use Google Calendar. Structure your day quite in depth, from that wake up to the first things you do, and follow it, refine it, and work on it. Okay, because now you have to understand that time is the one thing holding you back from your goals. The one thing that is going to take you to where you want to be is time and output. So if your time is so refined and worked on and you know exactly how your time's being spent, and the output is so, consistent because you know this happens here, then this happens, and this happens, and this happens, and all of these things are having outputs and work is being done on them, that needle is constantly moving forward, right? And once you master that time, you're going to get quicker at some things in your daily schedule, right? For example, say one thing that was really high on your priority list was learning a new language. You wanted to learn Chinese, Russian, whatever, right? Then the better you get at that, this is kind of going to sound a bit bad, but the less time you have to spend on it, because the better you become, the less mistakes you make, the more refined your learning process is. So maybe at the start, you have to spend an hour and a half every day learning this new language, okay? But 30 minutes of that hour was just wasting time, finding new resources, looking for, notes, going back through your old notes. But now you've kind of knocked that away, so you can only spend an hour on it. And, and that goes for the same. Maybe you're doing, your Shopify stores. And when you're building your stores out, it takes a lot more time. You have to learn how to build everything, right? When I first made Shopify stores, it would take me, a day to build the site. And now I can get it done in, an hour, 2 hours to a very high level. So that whole time there has now been knocked away and it can be filled with elsewhere. So when you want to bring new things into the mix, you have to know when the timing is right to bring them into your schedule, okay? Once you have enough free time and enough mental bandwidth that nothing high on the priority list could benefit you more by being put into that more free time, is when a new hobby and interest can be brought into your schedule. And now obviously your schedule is not going to be the exact same every day. So maybe you work less on X on a Wednesday, but more of it on a Friday, right? So your time is always changing, and that means your free time is always changing. But just because you have free time one week, you might not have it the next. So you have to really be a master of your time, understanding and planning. Now, I hope this video was, somewhat beneficial for you guys. As always, my comments are open. You can message me on Instagram if you have any questions. But I really hope you start to become a master of your own a master of your own time, and turn your routine into a weapon.